Hey guys, what's going on? It's Rick and I'm here with my review video for the second half of June 2019. I'm going to kind of dive right into it. This period I watched 14 flicks, so I'm kind of on the average of a little less than a movie a day right now. It's been slow in July. Today's July 5th that I'm recording this. I think I've only seen two things. But I wanted to get some videos recorded. The holiday was here. Did some hunting on the holiday with some guys that I'll get into in my unboxing or random pickup video, I guess will most likely be brought up. But it was a fun time. We didn't shoot any video, but I'll show you guys what I grabbed, obviously, in my random pickup video. And so let's dive right in. So Hot Trash was very tough for me this month because the first three movies I watched, in my opinion, are all Hot Trash eligible, but that's not the purpose of this video. It's to award one movie Hot Trash of the video. So I'm going to go with the first one. I really wanted to go with the second one, but keep in mind, I thought the first three movies were all pretty horrible. The first movie that gets the honors, if you guys have seen it, you'll probably agree with me. Hot Trash of the video, Grown Ups 2. Why did I watch this? Because RJ wanted to watch it. So the movie starts out, the first 15 minutes of the movie actually isn't horrible. There's actually one joke about Chris Rock's baby in a diaper with Nicki Minaj. I actually laughed at. It was stupid, but it was funny. However, after the first 15 minutes, the slapstick humor, the awful, it just gets crazy. Even the first 5 minutes with the deer in the house that's CGI, I believe it's a deer, it's just really bad. This is the blueprint for Adam Sandler's Netflix movies. And I watched it in July, but I will mention I watched Murder Mystery. Definitely an early contender for Hot Trash, possibly of the year. But Grown Ups 2, garbage, half star out of 5. I hope I never have to watch this again. RJ's seen it now. I don't think he liked it as much as the first one, which I agree. The first one I actually find to be a very funny movie. This movie, Rob Schneider, I feel like probably read the script and was like, yeah, I'm going to pass, guys. And they got Nick Swardson to do it, but Grown Ups 2. Ooh. The next thing I watched was with AMC A-List, and that is The Dead Don't Die. So, really quick, if you guys don't know, it is a big running joke if you watch Dave's live stream, Cinema Sickness, when Crazy Joe and I are on there. Crazy Joe and I don't agree on movies most of the time. Occasionally we do. He enjoyed John Wick 3. I enjoyed John Wick 3. And that's the only example I can think of in recent memory. Well, we both enjoyed Endgame, obviously. But this movie, I said to Bridget, my girlfriend, we got done watching it. I was like, I can't wait to see Crazy Joe's review on this when he does it. I know he's going to love the movie, and it's just The Dead Don't Die, the Jim Jarmusch zombie comedy. Basically, if you're not familiar with Jim Jarmusch, he's done stuff like Coffee and Cigarettes, Patterson with Adam Driver, which I really loved. So as I was looking at this cast after the movie and me absolutely hating it, it seems like all the actors who are in it have worked with him before. And in my opinion, I feel like they did this movie as a favor to him. I felt like the performances were pretty phoned in. I really hated the movie. And Bridget didn't hate it as much as I did. She was definitely, agreed with some things I had to say about it. But I really hated this movie. I have even said to Joe, and I said to Bridget, if I was not with Bridget watching the movie, this would probably be the first time I've ever walked out of a film before it's over. That's how much I did not enjoy it. I really had high expectations for the movie. It wasn't like the kind of movie where I didn't want to see it and I saw it anyway, kind of like Aladdin. I really wanted to avoid Aladdin, just stick with the cartoon, and after watching it, I agree with that. But I really was excited to watch this. We were both excited, and it just disappointed me so much. And then there's a message that they shove at the end of this film that is so heavy-handed and unnatural, and Joe apparently doesn't see it. If you watch the last 10 minutes, they basically are saying, and this isn't a spoiler, but I guess it's a spoiler, so if you guys want to see this movie and you don't want to know about the end of the movie, skip ahead like 45 seconds, like right now. They shove this message at the end, basically that all Americans are zombies, that we're all, attached to certain things, and I just felt the message was very heavy-handed. There were political undertones in the movie that, once again, Crazy Joe just didn't see or didn't want to see. And it wasn't necessarily the guy with the Trump Make America Great Again hat, but there were, like, the whole cause of the zombie outbreak was a polar vortex, global warming. It was very politically driven. And like I said, the message at the end just was so forced. The other thing, and spoilers, here you go, I'm waving my hands, and spoilers. So the other thing that I will say is, I did laugh a few times, but not much. And the other thing this movie did, and drove me insane, is a repeat joke. And I guess it's fine if you have a joke in the beginning of the movie and there's a payoff like an hour in, an hour and 15 in, like a callback, I'm fine with that. But them repeating the same lines over and over, to the fact that it's like, really? We're going to do this again? It happened multiple times in this movie. The theme song to the movie, I got so sick of. And the guy who performed the theme song, guess what? He got to be in the movie. I know. Are you guys surprised? I was surprised. The movie made me angry. Like, just talking about it now, I'm 3 weeks removed. I remember how much I hate it. I will never watch it again. It'll be on my worst of the year list by far. I'm sick of people being apologetic because it's a Jim Jarmusch movie. Guess what? Directors are allowed to make bad movies, and this was definitely one. This movie disappointed, hands down. But that's it for that. I give it a half star out of 5. The next thing I watched, I actually cracked open my Sharknado collection steelbook. And I know this isn't part of the video, but let me just show you guys the inside of the Sharknado steelbook. So what they do, the first 3 movies are on disc 1, the second 3 movies are on disc 2. And I had never seen Sharknado 6, what is this called? The Last Sharknado, It's About Time. And it was horrible. Sharknado 6 was crap. Part of the language, it was bad. Now, obviously, the Sharknado movies are not made to win Oscars. They're not made to be brilliant films by any stretch of the imagination. But Sharknado 6 was awful. I really wanted to like the last movie. It felt very like they threw in a lot of like 80s pop culture quotes and references. And in my opinion, it wore thin very fast. I was like kind of not paying attention through parts. And the other Sharknado movies are fun. All the cameos, the absurdity of it all. But this just got to be like just dumb. And it got to be dumb and annoying really fast. I hope they're done making these. I'm glad to own the steelbook with the 6 of them. I really enjoyed the first, I think, 4. Not that they were good movies. I don't think I ever gave a Sharknado movie more than like 1.5 stars, which was probably the first one. But just Sharknado, The Last Sharknado, It's About Time. Brutal. Another half star. Like I said, I hope it's finally over. The next movie, total change of pace. I had mentioned in the last video, because I recorded it. My girlfriend was away for a few days visiting her family. I was pumped that Creed 2 was the top of my list. I was going to watch some guy flicks. So I actually watched 3 4Ks, which are the next 3 movies I'm talking about. And I kind of spoiled it already because I was so excited to talk about it. Creed 2 on 4K. This movie was awesome. After starting out the period with 3 horrible movies that I gave a half star to, Creed 2 came along, and the first thing I'll say is Creed was my favorite movie of 2015, more so than I think it was the year Revenant and Mad Max were out. So I really love Creed, and Creed 2 came, and it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was pretty stinking close. Very emotional, a very intense movie. I love boxing movies, but this movie was awesome. Michael B. Jordan kind of knocked it out of the park, as always. I'm going to flick my note page here because I'm cheating. I have notes. You know, I was worried when Ryan Coogler did not sign on to do Creed 2. He had started doing Black Panther. But the director of this, who I'm going to try to find really quick. You guys are probably all young. Stephen Caple Jr., I thought did a great job. I love the way that it was shot. I love the storyline. It makes Rocky 4 much more important now, in my opinion, with Apollo and Ivan Drago. But if I were updating my 2018 movie list, which I did on letterboxd.com, if you guys don't follow me, this would have been my 5th favorite movie of 2018. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And I definitely recommend Certified Fresh, but it was a great movie, Creed 2. The next thing I checked out, also a sequel to a movie I enjoyed thoroughly, The Equalizer 2 on 4K, and this was okay. The first movie I really enjoy. I love the revenge cop film. I don't know how to word it, but the scene in the hardware store in the first movie was awesome. It's one of my go-to action scenes. That the church scene in Kingsman, the opening car chase in Baby Driver, all are scenes in which I love. And I love in the first Equalizer the basically Home Depot, Home Alone craziness. This just felt all right to me. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was a very generic action movie, in my opinion, with too many side stories, too many unimportant characters. It was just okay. Nothing great. I can't really say much about it. Apparently, it's my understanding, I don't know how true it is, that the last scene, the climax of this movie, actually took place in a real hurricane. If any of you guys know if that's true or have like an article about it, link it down below in the comments. If that's true, that's pretty cool, but the last set piece in this movie fell flat for me compared to the first one. So I give this a 2.5 out of 5. The next movie did not have action set pieces that disappointed, and that is Mission Impossible Fallout on 4K. This movie was fun. Just like an awesome spy action flick. It is crazy to me how the Mission Impossible movies keep getting better and better as they go on. The first movie's good. Second movie's really good. Third movie's eh. Then, once they hit Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation, they just ramp up, and Fallout crushed it. Tom Cruise at 56 years of age, crushes it. The fact that he does almost all his stunts, if not all of them. This movie was so much fun. I definitely will be revisiting this. I'm going to try to convince Bridget to watch the Mission Impossible movies. We'll see how that goes. But this was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. Currently ranks as number 9 on my 2018 list. Okay. So the next movie I saw, I'll be talking a lot about the upcoming movies, because they were all in the movie theater, I think, or from the library. So I won't be holding stuff up. Toy Story 4. I saw it with AMC A-List. I will say I went in the movie not excited about it. Well, that's not true. I was excited about it, but I was also very worried about it. like a lot of people. I thought the third movie had the perfect ending. Toy Story 3 just packed a punch emotionally, and this is a movie about kids' toys, and I really, thought the movie was great. It had the perfect ending. The toys were being passed on, and yeah, they took it a step further, but was it necessary? I don't think so. I didn't hate the movie. The movie was good. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. Spoiler alert. But why? Just why do we have to make this? I felt like this was a Disney cash grab. In my opinion, it is something they're doing to basically create a new cast of characters. Why does my camera keep going in and out? I hope that's not doing that to you guys. It's driving me absolutely nuts. So, a new cast of characters: Forky, Bunny, Duke Kaboom, Bo Peep's back again. And I'm just worried that now with Disney Plus, we're going to see spin-offs of these. I'd be happy if they did like a series, but I just wish they would have stopped at 3. It was fun. Key and Peele were great as Ducky and Bunny. Keanu Reeves crushed it as Duke Kaboom. There were highlights, but it's my least favorite of the Toy Story movies by far. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. All the other ones ranked it either a 4.5 or a 5. Actually, they're probably all 5s if I have to think about it. Toy Story 2 is my favorite. Then Toy Story 3, then Toy Story, and I love Toy Story, so they're either 4.75s or 5s out of 5s in my opinion, and I gave this a 3.5. I actually nodded off in the movies at part of it, not for long, but why? Just why, Disney? So Toy Story 4, 3.5 out of 5. It's a great movie for kids. It's fun, but I personally just wish they didn't make it. So the next movie is Late Night. I saw that with AMC A-List as well. That stars Mindy Kaling and Emma Thompson, and it's about a fledgling late night host who's done it for a very long time and has basically come complacent. My hair is nuts. Basically come very complacent in her job. It was a fun watch. Mindy Kaling is always fun to watch on screen. Her and Emma Thompson had great chemistry in this movie. It was funny. It was enjoyable. Is it something I need to go out and buy when it comes out? Probably not, but it was a good time at the movies. I give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't anything a must-see, but it was fun to watch. I definitely recommend checking it out. Maybe give it a rental on Redbox, or if you buy stuff when it comes out regardless, definitely check it out. It was a good time. So that was Late Night. The next thing I saw, AMC A-List, was Child's Play, the 2019 remake that Crazy Joe wants you to boycott. And it is my surprise of the video. I love the movie. Well, that was strong wording. I really enjoyed the movie. It was a really fun time. The movie didn't take itself too seriously. It's a funny horror movie. Obviously, if you're watching a movie about a murderous talking doll, you kind of have to go into it with, all right, this is a movie about a talking doll. It doesn't take itself too serious. Mark Hamill, I think, did a great job as Chucky. There was an amazing Star Wars joke directed at Chucky that was pretty funny. I thought that Aubrey Plaza, Brian Tyree Henry, and Gabriel Bateman, who played the main kid, all did a great job. I thought the movie was really fun. And, I really liked it. It makes me want to see the original that I've never seen. And the internet freaks out again that I give this a 3.5 out of 5, and I recommend it. And my hair is insane. I don't know if you guys can tell this, but I'm recording these videos in the morning, so I still have like bedhead, and it looks awful. I need to get a haircut. So the next movie I saw in the movie theater, not with AMC A-List, was X-Men Dark Phoenix. Bridget and I actually got to go see this because it was playing at a different theater, and we had $5 rewards on Fandango, so it only cost us, I think, like $4 for both of us to go see it. And this movie was very lackluster in my opinion. There were a few good action scenes, but other than those action scenes, one of which felt really out of place in the end of the movie, and it's because it was all reshot. And the other one was in a town that's in the trailers. You know, it was okay. I really didn't like Apocalypse. I enjoy X-Men and X-Men 2. They're both great movies. X3 The Last Stand was alright. I don't hate it as much as some people. First Class and Days of Future Past I really love. I think they're great comic book movies. They're entertaining. But then Apocalypse came out and I thought it dropped off in quality, like huge, just a huge drop off. And Dark Phoenix was on the same level as Apocalypse in my opinion. It was lackluster. The acting was good, but I'm kind of hoping this is the end of the X-Men in this universe, and I'm sure it probably is with Disney buying Fox. I'm very curious what Disney will do with the X-Men. I wish there was more Quicksilver in this movie. He's not in it very much, and I can't really get into why, but I'm not sure why he wasn't in it very much, if it was a contract thing, but I gave it a 2 out of 5. I'm personally really kind of glad that it's over for now. I am excited about New Mutants, and I'm curious to see what Disney will do. But Dark Phoenix just didn't do anything for me. Now, the next movie, most of you guys have not seen yet. I guarantee it, because it doesn't come out till next week, July 12th, and I actually saw it a week ago. I'm a week removed from it, and that is Stuber. Bridget and I got to go to an advanced screening of Stuber, which stars Kumail Nanjiani and Dave Bautista. Basically a buddy cop action comedy, which you guys can kind of tell from the previews. And it is awesome. It is hilarious. It is super gory. If you guys aren't fans of gore, you probably aren't going to like Stuber. It is very gory. It reminded me of a cross between like Rush Hour and Lethal Weapon, and just like that buddy cop action comedy with some grit. Definitely some language in there as well, but just a really funny movie, really gory movie. I personally think the R-rated comedy, guys, is in a major resurgence. Obviously, a decade ago, Hangover had come out, which was huge for the R-rated comedy. But then, like, Hangover 2 came out, which was basically a rehash of The Hangover. And the R-rated comedy kind of, like, fledgled for a little while. I'm blanking on his name. Judd Apatow movies after 2010 kind of went a little eh. I'm not saying there weren't any good like R-rated comedies from 2010 to like 2017, but the percentage had dropped majorly. I feel like there were a lot of just like rehash ideas. But recently, the last 2 years, 2018, 2019, we've had stuff like Tag, Game Night, Booksmart, Blockers, Long Shot, all really good R-rated comedies. And guess what, guys? Most of them are original comedy ideas. They're not rehashes or remakes or, just like they're original comedy ideas. I'm not saying a buddy cop comedy is an original idea, but it had a twist on it that hadn't been done before. And it was fun. It was a really good time. And I'm really loving that R-rated comedies are crushing it. I really have high hopes for Good Boys that comes out in August. The idea of an R-rated comedy that's centered around 12 and 13-year-old kids, in my opinion, is hilarious. I think it's going to be really funny. I hope it's going to be really funny. But Batista and Kumail have fantastic chemistry on screen. I said as soon as the movie ended, like, I hope they do something else together. That was awesome. I would even see a Stuber 2, although I find that to be unnecessary. I think the two actors have great chemistry just in general. So maybe we'll see something else from them. I really would love to see them work together. I hope the movie's successful. We'll probably go see it again, put our AMC towards it and kind of get the movie some money, all $20 or whatever. But you guys should go check out Stuber when it comes out July 12th in the States. It's very funny. I promise you'll enjoy it. It is graphic. It is violent. It is fun. I give it a 4 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. Much more than the next thing we saw, which was Men in Black International. We also saw that with the AMC A-list. And Men in Black International just felt unnecessary. Um, I didn't mind Men in Black 3. I didn't love it as much as the first two, but I enjoyed it. And I think this ranks below all of them by far. Once again, Kumail Nanjiani is Pawnee in this movie, the little alien guy that you see in the trailers. If he was not in this movie would have been really horrible. His character steals the show for sure. And, you know, Hemsworth and Thompson were in Thor Ragnarok and had good chemistry, but apparently it didn't translate over to Men in Black International. It wasn't very fun in my opinion. I give it a 2 out of 5, and I think I'm being a little nice. It's something I will not want to really watch again. I know RJ wants to see it, so here I am saying this now, but I'll probably end up getting it when it gets dirt cheap and RJ will want to watch it, but I give it a 2 out of 5. I don't have much to say about it. The next thing I will say was probably runner-up for surprise of the video, and that is The Upside. I don't have a physical copy. We got a Blu-ray from Redbox for free, so we got The Upside because we both wanted to see it, Bridget and myself, and it was really good. I've never seen the original movie, The Untouchables. The movie was just really enjoyable. Kevin Hart in a more dramatic role. There was some humor in there, but pretty much a dramatic film. It was nice to see. Like, I love Kevin Hart. I enjoy him in most of what he's in. And to see him in a drama role and kind of like crush it, I liked it. A lot of people hate on this movie. I'm not sure why. It has a really low Rotten Tomatoes score. I haven't seen a lot of great like reviews for it. I thought it was really fun. Not fun, but I thought it was a really good movie. And I give it a 3.5 out of 5, and I definitely recommend checking it out. And the last thing we watched in June, I had not watched in a long time, and thanks to Cinema Sickness, I had it on DVD, and that is Accepted. Justin Long, Blake Lively, and a young Jonah Hill, all-star. Basically about a group of kids who can't get into college and start their own college. It's a very funny movie. It's Jonah Hill's first really, really big acting gig. You know, he was obviously in 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was in Grandma's Boy a good amount, but this was, you know, he was kind of like co-lead in my opinion. It's just a funny movie. I found something interesting. Now, after we watched the movie, we were watching bonus features and we put on the gag reel. Was this movie supposed to be rated R at one point? And then I started thinking about it, like, this movie could have been really fun. It's fun. I like the movie. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5. But was this supposed to be rated R? Lewis Black plays the dean in the movie, and he made lots of mentions, like, to it being R-rated, lots of cursing in the gag reel. I think this movie would have really been, this could have been a huge cult movie or like a breakout movie if this was rated R. I think Justin Long could have been a major like R-rated comedy star if they gave him the reign to make it R. Jonah Hill could have broken out before Superbad, which was like his big breakout. But, you know, was this movie supposed to be rated R at one point? If you guys know, I kind of did some research and couldn't find anything. I thought this would have been really, the more I thought about it after watching it and watching the gag reel, if this was rated R, that would have been really something like crazy. I think it would have like been a huge hit. But that's it, guys. My throat is starting to hurt, and I'm worried because I have 2 more videos to record. So, like I said, this is the June part 2 review video. Be sure, I'm going to keep doing these videos. You guys seem to really enjoy them. If you guys have seen any of the stuff I've talked about, leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on it. And as always, be sure to like the video. Be sure to comment, subscribe if you don't already. I'm going to keep dropping videos, guys. I got plenty of stuff coming up to record. So, description box down below where you can find links to Letterboxd, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, my eBay page. I am having brain farts already. Yeah, check all that out. My email address is down below, P.O. Box. All that can be found in the description box down below this video. Until next time, guys, as always, who's down to movie? Two more. That's it.